You're looking live at the NBA Summer League studio powered by Sports Business Classroom. We're also sponsored by VSiN Vegas Sports Information Network. It is another edition of the O Show podcast live from Las Vegas. It's episode 526. We are presented by TickPick.com. You guys ever use TickPick.com?
I was just
Do I get kicked off the set if I say no? How does that work?
Yes. Come on, just go with it. All right, Noah?
That was a good movie,
cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I've used it.
Okay, so
Sorry.
TickPick, I don't think you need to do it because you're a broadcaster. You guys are kind of here, by default. But TickPick.com has no hidden fees, ladies and gentlemen. Buy a ticket for $68 going to, what do you say, a Rockets Thunder game?
Yeah,
I know that's the one that you want to do. It'll be legitimately $68. No hidden fees. Go to TickPick.com. So to my far left, we got the kid Gowie in the house.
In the flesh. Come on now, I'm here, baby.
To my near left, we have the only man that agrees with me that it is Taylor Ham instead of pork roll, fellow New Jerseyan Noah Eagle in the house, voice of the LA Clippers on the radio. And then over here, we got probably the biggest veteran in the house, Jason Zone Fisher.
I mean, you basically just called him old to his face.
What was that about?
That's a crusher.
The old guy? All right, I'll take it.
All right,
whatever.
how old are you?
What? This is personal.
No, we can't do that.
I am
we can't
23, so I am the youngest.
You've got, but you're 23 with a 44-year-old beard. Like, I don't know how this works.
I think the last time I talked to you, I had long, gushing blonde hair.
Now you look like
aging.
Fezco from Euphoria.
I don't know what the heck happened, man. Stress. That's what happens when you lose That's what happens when you lose it.
No, man, it looks good. Man. It's a good look. I'm not gonna lie.
I appreciate all three of you guys coming on, though. This is going to be a blast because at least you two are in kind of like my general realm of what I'm trying to accomplish.
Okay.
Doing interviews. I know you've interviewed Kareem.
Yes,
that must have been cool. You talked to A-Rod, too.
A lot of different people. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Do you have a cool A-Rod story?
Last year I was here at NBA Summer League, and A-Rod was here. He's a part of the ownership group of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it was his first Summer League. And he wasn't doing any press or any media, but I don't let that get in my way. I don't let that stop me. So I kind of went up to him, talked to him, eased it on, and kind of gave him a preview of the softballs I was going to tee up for him to just hit out of the park. And
that's right.
He agreed to it. We had a nice conversation. Then I got to ride the elevator down with him, and he invited me to go to the Raiders game, and I was like, what has happened now? A-Rod and I are dating? I don't know what's going on. But it was a really fun experience, and you never know who's going to come at Summer League. That's my favorite thing about it. It's a convention for basketball fans. Everyone comes together, whether you're a current player, a former player, a broadcaster, a media personality, a baseball player turned owner. Everyone who has shared this love of the game of basketball is here, and that's my favorite thing. You never know who you're going to meet.
I mean, you have been able to, again, interact with all of these people. You obviously love doing this every single year. You're probably the only guy on set right now that's been here doing this before. How many times have you been on this set? You
know what's surprising? Last year was my first ever NBA Summer League. So even though I'm a veteran, not really. This is
you
just
do
my
record a lot
second
of
time.
content, though.
Yeah, I do. I put out a lot of content. That's true. I'm a hustler. I don't have just one job or full-time gig. I'm all over the place, working with great partners like the NBA and NBA Summer League, one of them. Yeah, I love it.
And what about you guys? I know you're here as a fan as well.
Yes,
I mean, your stuff's blown up on social media as well.
Yeah.
Bit of a comedian.
Yeah, and I like you said, a little bit of a comedian, because don't get me confused
I don't like
with
to
these
give
stand-up
comedians
guys.
credit.
Yeah.
It gets to their head. I've done stand-up before, and it's gone well, and I went to my head. The next time you go out, you bomb, and you're like, I want to kill myself.
Which is a funny story, because the first time I've ever tried stand-up, I bombed. And then the LeBron James challenge happened, and now I'm here. So that's how it happens. I had to find out the hard way that wasn't my lane.
Oh, man. And Noah, you got a game to call in like a half an hour. You're the voice of the Clippers. I mean, you've been doing this since, you're a baby, basically. You were bred into it.
Yeah,
man.
actually, when I was still in the womb, I ate my other womb mate, and I called it while I did it. I'm just senile like that. I'm a completely crazy person. I don't know why you're letting me sit next to you. It's dangerous for you. It's dangerous for you. It's dangerous for everybody here in the building. But, no, I think that you guys nailed it. This event it's truly special just for all those reasons of, if you're a basketball fan, this should be a bucket list type of place you got to go. You've got to go and see everybody, because you see players, former players, current players, coaches, etc., media members, as mentioned, front office members. You just see them walking the concourse, and they're all approachable. Everybody, you can go up to your heroes and say, hey, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to pick your brain. And most of them will give you the time of day. Most of them will take a picture with you, do whatever, because everybody's in that Vegas mindset. And when you're in that Vegas mindset, anything goes, because what happens in Vegas, it leaves Vegas, actually, if in this case, for Summer League.
Yeah.
It does.
I love that saying, man. I mean, I feel like everybody in the sports industry, whether you're working, whether you are an athlete, whether you're behind the scenes, everybody's so friendly. Everybody's looking to help each other out. Again, you've known it since you were a kid. You've gotten a chance to see it. You've obviously been in it for a long time. I don't want to keep saying a long time. You've been in it long enough, all right?
Yeah, thank you.
You're very
I
good at
appreciate
what
it.
you do.
Oh, well, I'm honored. Yeah, throw some compliments my way instead of just calling me old.
You have beautiful hair.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Honestly,
it.
as what? Actually, it's kind of close. You guys basically.
No,
have the same
he's
haircut.
got it. He's got me.
No,
it's
I
it's
don't
just a
know.
natural look that you see. He can roll out of bed with that. This
Yes.
takes maintenance. So this
That's
doesn't
true.
happen. This perfection doesn't exist without hard work. Let's put it that way. Unless you've got that.
Oh, wow. I'm honored. Thank you. But like you said, you never know who you're going to meet. Just as we were starting this, Damian Lillard and Chauncey Billups just walked by, the front office of the Portland Trailblazers. Probably if you keep an eye out for who's walking by behind us, will be your next podcast guest who's going to come on, because you never know who's going to be here. And
Did,
that's the excitement
Just
of
like
that.
Magic's here. Get the hell out of here, man.
Did Yusuf Nurkic, or as I call him, not so Lil Dicky, walk by? Or
Oh, nice. No, I didn't see him. I
Okay.
didn't see him.
All right.
He's still celebrating his contract.
As he should.
Yeah, exactly. He's having a good time.
Man. See, you guys, you've hit it off already. I picked the 3 right guys to come here.
Oh, yeah,
right?
of course.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
So
It's great
what's
vibes.
kind of been the vibe so far? I've been here for about 30 minutes. You guys have
Oh,
probably
wow.
been here since the 7th or whenever it started.
Yeah,
Like, what's
right.
kind of been the vibe? Like, what's been your favorite aspect so far?
Well, so far, everything's been wonderful. When you look at the players, players have been showing a lot of love to the kids. Kids have been behind players sitting on the bench just screaming their names consistently. And it's kind of like, all right, let me get up and sign some autographs and stuff like that. I ran into a couple of players. One, my current favorite player, Kevin Porter Jr. for the Houston Rockets. You already know what it is. And, I've just met a lot of people, and it's just been good vibes all around. Now, as far as the games in particular, they've been entertaining. I've seen a couple people get dunked on. I've seen some crazy lobs of some guys jumping out to the gym like Jalen Duren. I've seen some great passes from Paolo Banchero. So just seeing these young guys step in and make their pretty much make their presence felt into this league, it's going to be pretty cool, and the vibes have been great.
Now, have you played? Did you play in the influencer game?
I
the other
didn't.
night?
I actually hosted the influencer game with
Okay.
my guy Jay-Z.
That's
Don't get him
right.
confused with the guy on my shirt, but that's the better Jay-Z over
Oh,
there.
wow. Honored. I appreciate it. Better than Jay-Z. I don't know about that. A different type of Jay-Z over
said
here.
Just give
That's
it.
Jay-Z.
No,
He said
listen,
he wanted
man.
a compliment,
Yeah.
right?
Just
I
give
did.
me,
I
just give me
appreciate
one
that.
cheer. It's your boy. Just give me. Come on, one time.
It's your boy.
Let's go.
I got it for you.
Thank you, Gowie.
Oh,
Gowie does the impression.
Can you just be
elite.
Jay-Z for the rest of the episode?
I mean, if you want me to be Jay-Z for the rest of the show, I think I could pretty much do that. So, yeah.
So what is it like
man.
being married to Beyonce?
Well,
You're the only one that can legitimately tell us.
I mean,
right?
it's kind of crazy because I got on the wave early. You feel me? Because, back when I was messing with B, she was still a Destiny's Child, but I turned her into a woman. So I think it's really a blessing, if you ask me. Yeah.
Who do you like representing the most? You really botched the Robinson Cano deal back in 2014. I was a big
yeah.
Yankee fan. Botched that 10-year deal, man.
Yeah, well, Robinson Cano, I even said it in the song, Robinson Cano, you coming with me. But it's like, sometimes I'm still trying to get my feet wet in this lane. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm trying to get like Rich Paul. Don't get him confused with Chris Paul. That's my man's too. But yeah, I'm just trying to get my feet wet and really try to figure out how I'm going to attack this lane and where I could go next. So we don't talk about the failures. We only talk about the W's. And if we talk about the
Amen.
W's, I'm a billionaire now. What you want me to do? I'm sorry.
Amen.
This is amazing. You
Who
really
can
are
you
gonna do this.
impersonate?
I could give you a little Obama, maybe.
Let's see it.
Well,
Be
Sasha,
careful.
Malia, I love you. No, let me get it out. No, let me be clear. All right, Sasha, Malia, you've deserved that puppy. That's coming to the White House. How was that? That's all I got.
Only
for
thing
you.
that's missing is the
Oh, I could do this all
There
day,
you
but I
go.
could do a double hand.
yeah,
This is a bad motion. Don't meme me. Don't meme me.
The little hand maracas.
Yeah, we're going like drumming now. This is
All right, your
Don't
turn,
even look
Jason.
over here. I knew you were I knew you were going to look at me. No.
I'm only looking at you because I'm stalling
No,
too.
I'm used to being
'Cause I
in
put
your
them on the spot.
Yeah, I'm
now I
used to
gotta
being
do
in
it.
your seat and putting other people on the spot. I don't do impressions. I'll do an impression of you.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I was about
Let's
to
see.
do
There
you.
we go.
That's
Let's
lame.
see.
Now I'm
All
gonna do
right.
someone else.
All right. Here we are, NBA Summer League Studio, powered by Sports Business Classroom. Visiting, you guys use TickPick? You use TickPick a lot? Yeah, I use TickPick all the time. It's fantastic. I'm here with the oldest man I've ever met in my life, Jason Zoe Fisher. This guy's like ancient over here. He's a veteran. He's a veteran of the group. All right. And hey, Gowie, you're the best. Let's give us another impression. Take the hot seat off me.
So you say that you want another impression, so I'm going to give you Stephen A. Smith. Now listen, Jason Zone Fisher is my guy. We go way back. But what I don't like is how we come on this show and Jack is out here making him seem like he's the oldest man to ever grace this earth, as if the man is prehistoric, but he's really younger than what we may know. I think the man's only about 56, but who's counting? Because I'm not.
Okay.
This is amazing.
On that note, Stephen A., I'll give you my Max Kellerman.
Okay,
I completely disagree with you in that fact. I'm a 23-year-old stud. I rock a buzz cut. Okay? Mm-hmm. Why is it so quiet over here?
You know why it's so quiet?
Listen,
Was that the impression? I was waiting for it
that
to
was more
start.
Skip Bayless than it was Max Kellerman.
Yeah.
I'll take Skip Bayless any day of the week.
Will
Thanks,
you?
man.
Listen, if you want to go full Skip Bayless, you've got to post a shirtless photo flexing on Instagram. And
I
then
am
you're
a
good.
Cowboys fan. How about them Dallas Cowboys, huh?
Nope.
How about them Dallas Cowboys?
Not doing that.
Jack, you were a brave man coming to this Vegas heat wearing leather.
I was going to say, what's going on?
You dressed to impress.
It is hot.
I might
in
pass
Vegas.
out in a few seconds.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you showed up dressed like Wolverine.
Exactly.
Yeah, a little
I like
bit.
that.
A little
I like
bit.
that. I should have went with the mutton chops, too.
You should have. It would have worked in your favor.
See, Noah's the only one that knew me with long hair. He could tell you.
Now, did you look like Wolverine when you had the long hair?
No.
All right. See, I'm out here trying to give out compliments, people.
And I'm here to just bash those compliments. That's what I'm do. Call me Debbie Downer of the group if you want, but someone needs to keep the scale even. All right, we need to make sure we're being realistic here.
Yeah.
Wolverine, maybe like Wolvernone. I don't think so.
Ooh. All right. Let's get down to brass tacks. All right, let's quit horsing around. We're at the NBA Summer League, right?
Yes, sir.
We're a few weeks removed from the Warriors winning yet another NBA championship. They're first in a while now. Mm-hmm. We're doing a podcast right now. I found it very interesting that Draymond Green did a podcast, consistently, was putting out content, was doing his stuff throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
And it showed that it affected him, I would say, in those first few games of the series.
Yeah.
What's kind of your takeaway on that? I want to hear your takeaway, and then I want to hear Steven's
So
takeaway.
my takeaway on that is kind of crazy because it's like to be in the middle of a game and kind of just podcasting after the games and acting like nothing happened. I mean, he was taking accountability, but it's like, at what point do you not pod and then get back to playing basketball? Because like you said, it was obvious there was something being affected by that. The performance was not there. Draymond was not Draymond. But then you saw that he gradually started getting into it when they needed him the most. So that's kind of just my thing. It's like you got to kind of know when to do what and when to not do what. And it kind of reminds me of LeBron James, how he goes 0 dark 30 and just completely just disappears. And he focuses on the game. So I think that's the approach Draymond should have been taking. But people like the real-time, the real-time analysis. So if you want to give the people what they want, cool. But if you want to give your team what they want, get your behind off the podcast.
That's what you're getting paid for at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Steve Kerr's as old school as they come. I look at Steve Kerr, and I think he is the one guy that controls his player in this league.
Yeah. And the thing with Steve Kerr is that control is a strong word.
Okay, there you go.
I had to let that settle. I was like, control
Why
is
is
a strong
everybody
word.
looking at me funny? Okay, there we go.
I think Draymond is he's a free spirit. He's going to say what he wants to say. He's going to do what he wants to do. But ultimately, he knows that he plays a pivotal role in that. And I think that's what makes Draymond, and that's why people love him, because he has that leadership aspect, that chip on his shoulder that people are going to respect. As long as you respect him, you're going to come correct when it comes to Draymond, and that's why he's so dominant in terms of what he does for that Golden State Warriors team.
I think it's great.
I think
there's no downside to it. Listen, isn't what we've wanted for years and years and years the God's honest truth from athletes? We've wanted them to basically tell us everything that goes on behind the scenes. Well, guess what? Draymond Green is doing that. J.J. Redick is getting guys to tell him exactly that. Duncan Robinson and C.J. McCollum, these guys are willing to go there now.
Yep.
So it's this weird double standard that I feel like it happens across all sports, where we say, we want the truth. We want you to be honest with us. We want you to tell us everything. And then when they do, we're like, well, we didn't want to know that. We didn't really actually need to know all of that. Or we don't want you to talk about that while you're playing a series. I think it's great.
Yeah.
If he wants to go do that, it's great content for us. It gives us the inside peek behind the curtain to see how the sausage is made. And from his perspective, he's one of the most incredibly smart basketball players we've had of this generation. His IQ as a basketball player is a different stratosphere from the rest of the world, essentially. So to get that peek inside his brain, That's invaluable for any basketball fan, and especially for young fans who are trying to learn the game. If he's willing to break down stuff, which he does, that's what the meat and potatoes of his podcast is. So sure, he's going to give you the sound bites of talking about Skip Bayless and talking about all these other things. But at the end of the day, the best parts about it is he breaks down the games in detail. And so if you're a young kid, if you're a young fan trying to learn the game, that's invaluable stuff for you. So I think it's awesome.
I think it's the best thing that we have going for, this day and age, with athletes being able to, like you said, show the behind-the-scenes content of what they're all about. Yeah. Who would you guys say is someone that you would have loved to see back in the day, 10, 20 years ago, have a platform like that?
Well, I mean, if Charles Barkley were playing today, he would be doing exactly what Draymond Green is doing right now. Yeah. He's such a big personality. On the court he was, and off the court, and I think the media has just evolved as you see these players, like you mentioned, C.J. McCollum and J.J. Redick when he was playing, transitioning to his post-basketball career, broadcasting now, and Draymond Green. A lot of the guys you see on TV today, they probably would have been doing this while playing, because it's a great way to peel back the curtain and get that insight of what's going on in the locker room, what's happening, what they're thinking. And for these guys to start thinking about what their career beyond basketball is going to be, because the basketball will always be a part of them, but they're all going to play for a limited amount of time. But look at the careers that Shaq and Kenny and Chuck and all these guys have had. A lot of athletes realize they can start that today. They don't have to wait.
Yeah, and show you're not a robot at the same time.
Yeah.
Show that personality, because that's something we didn't really get a chance to see with a lot of these guys. And Charles Barkley was an exception to the rule at the time. But to answer your question, I think Michael Jordan's the obvious choice, but he would have never done it.
No.
Same with Kobe Bryant. Those guys were too personal, too private. They didn't want that stuff. They wanted to keep something, that mystique for sure.
Yep.
So if I had to pick a player that would have done it, I would have gone Magic Johnson. You got the Showtime Lakers. You've got one of the dynasties in NBA history. You've got a guy who's at the forefront of it with $1 million smile, with the personality to match it. Like, that's the guy. If he had a podcast when he was in the thick of his playing days, unbelievable content there.
I mean, you're looking at that from like an intellectual standpoint. People wanting
from everything.
Valuable insight.
No doubt.
Whether you're an athlete, whether you're an entrepreneur, you look at the Kobes and the MJs, past their careers, what they were able to do. Sure. Kobe was planning for his entrepreneurial status when he was like in his second or third year, putting stuff together on
I think he actually was planning that when he was in the womb, like before he was born.
There you go again.
Yeah, he had a 401k at 7.
I don't think that's true.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
I guess that's true. I can't.
Anything goes. Anything. Yeah, you can't look it up
on this show. One guy I would have loved to see, and granted, you see a lot already, is Dennis Rodman.
Sure.
Even just from like a content creation standpoint, you look at like a Trevor Bauer in Major League Baseball. You see a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff with him, even when he's going through some, not too friendly stuff, some heavy stuff behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
And you're still getting to see what's going on and what his thought process is throughout that entire thing. Dennis Rodman, you kind of got a glimpse of it. You knew he partied a lot. You knew he was kind of a wild horse.
Yeah.
But to see that, like actually all of that on video while it's happening, how cool would that have been?
I think it's a good thing for Dennis Rodman.
That would have been a
crazy.
cool thing for us.
Yeah, it would have been cool for us, but he probably wouldn't have. He would have gotten in a lot more trouble had there been social media back then. It's really changed the way that athletes today have to act all the time, because everyone has a camera with them at all times. They record stuff, they post stuff, they film stuff, and guys, they need to be a professional. I mean, they can be themselves and their personality, but they have to be aware from day one. And a lot of these rookies here at Summer League, that's one of the biggest lessons that they're going to have to learn. And especially we're here in Vegas. Have fun, but you got to know that you're being watched and being on, and that's part of being a professional too.
Well, who's someone that you look at and say, like, as a young kid, they're really mature for their age, and they're really taking good care of themselves?
Well, one guy, he's a rookie. I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan from Cleveland originally, and I got to do some work last year with the University of Kansas basketball team and get to know a lot of their players. And Ochai Agbaji, who's the Cavs draft pick, he is a professional. I was blown away by him when I got to meet him, know him. He is just like a gentleman. He's from another era. He's a good person, a good man, a hard worker, and his maturity level, for an old guy like me, it makes me feel like I'm blown away by how mature he is for his age. You would not expect him to be 20, 21, 22 years old. He is an old soul. So that's the first name that comes to mind, just in the Summer League vibe, and a young guy or rookie who's yet to make his NBA debut. And he feels like he carries a veteran presence to him.
Were you that mature when you were his age?
No, I'm still not.
Nah.
Yeah, definitely not.
You're just a child. You're still just
That's
growing,
what keeps me
basically.
young at heart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What about someone that you guys have seen? I mean, obviously, you've been able to be with these guys all season long, the past few seasons, calling games. Who's someone that you look at, not necessarily to put them on the spot, but someone you think could do some maturing?
Oh, I don't know. The Clippers, we're very fortunate in the Clippers organization. They do a really good job of drafting guys who are ready to take that step.
Say names to throw them under the bus. Who's it? No,
I would say
Great answer.
Noah Eagle was the guy that stood out to me of he could do a little maturing.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I would say from my experience, I've been really fortunate. Now, you got to keep in mind, I was with a very veteran team. So my first year, the Clippers acquired Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. So they surround them with basically veteran presences.
Yeah.
And so, we have Patrick Beverley, who had been in the league for a long time. Lou Williams had been in the league a long time.
Yeah.
At the time, we had Montrezl Harrell. And even like Ivica Zubac was our young guy, or one of our young guys, and he was in the league at that point for 4 years. So the majority of the team had been there. And then the guys we brought in who were rookies were 4-year college guys, or 3 years. So Terrence Mann was 4 years, so mature guy. Amir Coffey was a 3-year guy, mature guy. So I was just around a team that was, and another young guy we had was Landry Shamet, who's one of the most mature players in the NBA. So I just was around that from the start. So that's all I've known, to answer your question.
Yep.
So it's hard to give you a name of someone like, he could do more maturing.
Yeah.
Maybe the TV announcer, Brian Seaman, he could really use like a class on how to handle himself in public. But outside of him,
There's your clip.
You were saying the key to broadcasting was whiskey and smoking before we came on.
I didn't say that. I never said that. Do you have it on video?
We were rolling.
Receipts,
Maybe.
or it
We'll
didn't
find out.
happen. All I know is I do have to head to this game, but I appreciate you having me.
I got one more question
Please,
for you.
take it.
We're both Foo Fighter fans. Taylor
true.
Hawkins' death. Do you think the Foo Fighters continue, or do you think they're done?
Man, that's a real one putting me on the spot. I think they probably continue, but it won't be the same. It's like any other band that loses a seminal member like that.
I think
But it'll take
I
some
think
time.
you need like a Roger Taylor or a Stuart Copeland to kind of fill, like someone that he admired.
It'll take some time for sure. Like let's put it this way: it's not going to happen instantaneously. But I think that a lot of these bands realize that their best years are playing together, and they can still do it with the majority of the nucleus there. So obviously, it's devastating. But the answer I give you is yes. But again, it won't be quite the same.
It'll never be the same without Taylor Hawkins. Rest in peace. One of the greatest drummers in the history of rock and roll.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you, Noah.
Of course, man.
Coming on.
Of course.
Have a great broadcast.
Catch you later, man.
Don't blow it.
Gentlemen,
All right,
Jay-Z and fake Jay-Z. I don't know which one's which.
That's right.
The O Show.
Pleasure.
Wonderful stuff. Enjoy the rest of your time here, man.
Absolutely.
It's good to see you. Even with a new
Absolutely,
look.
man.
I didn't recognize him when I
know.
first got up
Again,
here.
I'm very stressed these days.
You don't
okay?
have to stress about anything. Life is good. Just wear those Life is Good T-shirts. You're
That's
fine.
right.
Yeah.
Get some stress balls.
And we can't wait to hear you broadcast the Clippers in the NBA Finals.
That's
this year.
right.
That's my pick.
Let's
All right.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go. You
Hot
heard it here
take.
first. You
My pick.
said it, not me.
Hot
I said
take.
it. I said it.
Okay.
I think it's
All
going
right.
down.
Real Jay-Z. Fake Jay-Z.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we don't want to just upend this whole show here, but we're going to get
my
to this
God.
game as well too.
Yeah,
but
do
we'll do a gradual wrap up here because this is Summer League. There's action in 2 gyms happening nonstop,
That's right.
and one of the biggest games of all of Summer League is about to get started. Chet Holmgren's debut here in Vegas against the number 3 pick and your favorite squad, the Houston Rockets.
I don't want to get to it.
It is a
he,
big
he
game.
wasn't going to come because he wanted to see the Rockets.
Hey, look, man, the timing was off. But the good thing is that Orlando game went a little bit longer than expected, so there was a delay. So now I'm here. I had to show love.
That's right. That's
well,
right.
thanks to you guys. You guys have obviously been kicking it,
Yeah.
for the past couple of days here.
Yep.
And all season, Gowie and I host a show together on the
That's
NBA Pick'em today.
Yep.
It's a blast. It's always a pleasure working with my man Gowie.
Of course.
We got good vibes always, and it's been great meeting you. This is the first time we've ever met
Yeah,
you, Jack,
that's
and
right.
thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it,
I
man.
knew you guys were the right people to bring on. You had
Always,
great
man.
chemistry right
Oh,
off the
thanks.
bat. I do want to thank the NBA Summer League Studios. Again, they are powered by Sports Business Classroom as well as the Vegas Sports Information Network. Thanks so much to the crew. Thanks so much for Jay-Z, Stephen A. Smith, as well as 2 versions of me over here.
That's right.
And again, this was episode 526 of the O Show. We're presented by TickPick.com. You guys go to TickPick for this game, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's how we're getting tickets.
Come on
You
now. We
gotta
got
go there.
to
Let's go.
dodge the fees. I don't like those fees.
Let's go. Get on it.
Presented by TickPick. Thanks, guys.